Hello, this is Miho from Canada. How are you guys doing? I hope your mental and physical health are good and fit. So today I'm gonna talk about higher self, which is the real you. When you hear the wording, what is higher self? And this is something that it's a part of you that guides you and gives you inspiration, intuition, and leads you to the best possible way in life. So it's like you wandering in a jungle, for instance. You don't know which way to go, like you're totally lost in the directions. Then your higher self, which is you, are actually on top of the mountain view. So, that higher self could see the whole picture, and they will tell you to go straight. And when you see this big rock, you turn left, and you will see the river, you cross the bridge to the other side, and all those things you could see from the top of the mountain, right? So it guides you through the best possible way to get to your goal, or through the life. And you have this connection. Everyone has this connection. It's just that because it's not physical, it's something soul consciousness, which is it's like endless and eternal, but it's something so intangible. So people don't see it, means don't believe it, and it's not communicating with the language that you speak. It's more of the feelings and like intuition and inspiration and gut feelings. So when you pay closer attention to that, and you always remember to have those moments in your past. For instance, like you had this gut feeling that you need to leave this place, and when you did leave, in hindsight, it was a good timing, or you have this really good feeling about this person. I really love this person, but you just met. Then, when you go with that feeling, right, this total stranger that gives off a nice feeling, so you go along with it, and then you ended up getting married because you guys are so connected. Or those feelings are not, led you by the language that you speak. And when you encounter something that gives you shivers, it's just something internally excites you, and it flashes of those inspiration comes and make you want to do something. And that's also your true mission or true interest of yours. So pay closer to those feelings, and you will discover so much about yourself. And higher self is you, so you want to help yourself, right, the best possible way. And you want to teach everything that you know, that you see, right? So follow those intuition or gut feeling or inspiration. And probably you can explain why. Because when you live in the human world, the thought process or the conscious things are kind of priority in order to live your life, right? So those voices come in play and get distracted, or it really plugs the pipe that connects to your higher self. And the voice is like, oh, you can't do that, or you shouldn't be doing it, it's impossible, that's unreal, get real, go back to where you were doing, and all those thoughts process gets in the way. But when you feel that really good emotional signals, pay attention and resist of those thought process. And then you will discover that so much about yourself, and things get moving so much better. And you don't really need to have the reasoning why you're doing this, because that's real you, and you don't need to really have the explanations. You just go with along with the feeling. Sometimes that's the only way that really get out of the troubles sometimes. So, those connection to the higher self is very important. In order to have it stronger, you need to have this physical body and mind in a good health. One affect the other. So when you have the bad pain, for instance, your mind goes towards that pain to deal with it, so you're too busy to think anything else. Or if you're really having a bad day or you have a lot of stress, maybe the body reacts, to give, the pain or discomfort, and it's just totally busy with that feeling, so you don't have the room to receive anything else. So really important to look after physically as well as your internal mindset. Then when you really work on internally and pay attention your state of being, and it's much easier to connect with your higher self and receive more of the intuition and the gut feelings or inspirations that help your life. And so far, the majorities were relying on people who have special skills or special knowledge, and you literally totally put yourself onto those people, put the trust onto those people. But from now on, the time is changing, that you as an individual realize how powerful you are. Individual has its own power and good stuff in it, and then to realize that you have a really special gift, and then you discover those, and then you become very independent. And sure, you help each other because you cannot know everything that's happening on this earth. So you help each other using or sharing what you know the best of or what you're good at. And then you, as an individual, help each other to create the world. So this relying on other people's opinions or decision-making process to make your own decision, when you keep doing that way, when you keep living that way, it's going to be a real tough life because you're always searching for other people's opinion, always looking for the approval from other people. Instead, when you really focus internally, everything is in there. And then you trust more about yourself and you make your own decisions, and you know how to search for the best answers or decisions making process. So it's more of you as a soul, like the source is you. And so your confidence and self-love and self-worth will strengthen. You don't really need to look for elsewhere. Like a lot of people talk about to search for your self-love or confidence or self-esteem, but it's all inside of you. You just need to realize that you've been having all those qualities within you. You just need to realize that, and you can strengthen by doing a challenge, or you just accepting what it is. So it becomes really simple and less complicated when you're connected to higher self, and less overwhelming, because in this human world, especially in the modern age, there's so many things to do. With the technology advancement, you think it gets lighter in load of work, but it's heavier because now you're constantly being found or constantly people connecting you, and it's just there are endless of events happening whole world in global wise, and there's no time difference. So if you really try to follow everything up, you wouldn't be able to catch up. So you really need to internally focus yourself and really look after what you really like to do. And you have the gift inside of you, the light. And those things other people will need. And you have a special gift to share. And when you are really internally stabilized, you find a spot where you feel so comfortable and peace and harmonized. That's the sign where you're really internally aligned with yourself, means you're connected to your higher self much better. And then you can get a lot of signals or, those little nag or flash of intuitions and inspirations, and those are usually really good, especially like you probably have this kind of incident where you're taking exams and you circle A or B or C, and then you're not sure about this question number 10, but when you reread it, it could be C instead of A, you change it and it ended up the first answer was right. So you always stick to the instinct. That's the best way, right? That thing sort of happens in your daily life as well. So look after your body, because this, human world, you need a physical body to live. And your mindset really interconnect each other. And so you feel really good in general, so that you have more room to pay attention for other feelings too. And that's all you really need to do. Like, I talk about self-care a lot. That's a part of it, why it's needed. And when you're connected to higher self, things get so much lighter and you feel so comfortable, less overwhelmed, because we tend to kind of push ourselves to the limit where not necessary, and you follow the certain model, or you do this and that, which is needed to enhance your experience quality. But if you get so much stress, overwhelmed, the results would not be a good one. So when you're relaxed state, and when you really internally analyze what's the best for you, and that would be the best course of action. So you really need to spend more internally to get your frequency the higher, and the calmness and peacefulness. That's where you feel aligned yourself. That's where you're really close to where you are internally, and that really helps to connect to their higher self, which is you, who's like dying to help you. So use that connection often, and when you let it be, that communication will flourish, and you'll see what happens in your life. Okay, so see you in the next video.